Now you rest amongst the rust of these roadside monuments. In all their former glories, the driving nights that came and went. You fought on hard the rain-beaten nights, past the shadows of state lines. Now this victory dance, it belongs to you and I.
Well, I'm gonna let you know how this week is going for me by just listen. I need to see if you can hear this. This is how the week's going so far.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. That's how the week is going so far.
I feel you.
So, I am drinking the Voltron Volume 7 from Four Hands, and who was the collab with?
It wasn't Hot Butcher.
It says Volume 7 BKS.
Yeah, BKS in Kansas City.
Okay. So it's a hazy India pale ale with Galaxy, Nelson, Salvin, and Citra Dino Boost hops. I'm thinking my hops are genetically modified.
Yeah, they've gotten to the point where they're like mixing different hop strains.
So first things first, lift your arm again. Do you have a tattoo?
It was airbrushed from Free Comic Book Day.
Oh, okay.
It's a bat symbol. It's fading away already.
No, I saw it. So I was going to go, wait a minute. Are we getting ink now? Because you're not a guy that has ink. And
No.
I was like, wait a minute. Have we had a midlife crisis?
No, it's actually happening next month.
But no, and I'm not a big fan of the pale ales or the hazies or whatnot. But this is delicious.
Yeah,
especially when you've had a shitty week. It's really good.
Hazy IPAs are totally different than like the West Coast hoppy IPAs.
This is so smooth.
Yeah.
For what it is. Go genetically modified hops.
Yeah. BKS
this is really good.
I'd say BKS is like Kansas City's Narrow Gauge. They do a lot of the hazy IPAs.
And you know how highly in regard we hold Narrow Gauge. So,
yes.
Out of 5 pints.
Yeah.
4.75, maybe in a 5.
Wow.
I might give it a 5.
That was one of my favorite of the series, and they just announced that number 8 is coming out in the next week or two.
This is fantastic.
Yeah.
I like to err on the side of caution of giving a 5 out of 5 because I don't think I've ever heard you give a 5 out of 5. Have you ever ranked anything 5 pints out of 5 pints?
I know I've done OJ Run is a 5 out of 5.
Well, yeah. Man, hold on.
Yeah.
I'm giving it 5. I'm gonna give it. I mean,
nice.
Why not? I think it's earned it. I mean,
yeah.
Wow. Look at St. Louis and Kansas City hand in hand.
I know.
Making something awesome.
Yeah.
This is really good.
So mine tonight is from Modern Brewery.
Okay.
They're right next to the Science Center now.
Oh, okay.
It is called Small World. It's a dry hop pale ale.
Okay.
Doesn't really give me anything other than 5.7 ABV.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't give the mine 6.5.
Yeah.
So, more than a lager, but not not going to take you to Spirit World.
Yeah.
Although, after the week I've had, I wouldn't mind.
Yeah.
I don't think I wouldn't mind.
It's one of those weeks where you need that barrel aged stout.
Right. Exactly. Oh my God. Give me a 15%er at this point. Let's just do this. I want to hop right into it because it's going to be a quick one because I got to leave earlier than normal.
Okay.
To go get the kid. Today was the day you and I were to have received Kang Dynasty, and
Yes.
it didn't happen.
Yes.
Have you been seeing it all over social media today?
Not really.
Oh, really? Okay. I've been seeing it a lot.
Okay.
But I was going to get your take on it. Are you good with the fact that we're not getting it? And did you hear the plot points of what Kang Dynasty was supposed to be?
I've heard some of the plot points. I don't know. I like Kang as a character, but I think I'm more excited as Doom as the big bad for this whole phase.
I think I would have rather gotten Kang Dynasty
Yeah.
and built up to Doom.
Yeah.
I really do.
Yeah, because Doom's
Although
going to seem...
I'm afraid they would have gone from Kang Dynasty right into Secret Wars. Like Secret Wars was going to be the second part of it, no matter what. It's what it sounds like.
Correct.
And they just kind of pivoted from Kang to Doom, but maybe a lot of it's still going to be the same in regards to we just needed something to get to Secret Wars.
Yeah. They're going to... This way they'll be able to go the more natural route of what Hickman did.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's very possible they could have done it with Kang in that role too, since he's a dimension hopper anyway, time traveler.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Jonathan Majors, right? That's his name, right?
Yep.
I'm remember it correctly.
Yeah.
Was he convicted?
I don't think so. I think that's...
After all of this, was he ever really convicted, or is it just not worth? Is Disney just taking the approach? It's not worth the bad press at this point. Let's just forget it.
I don't think he was convicted, but I think he settled out of court, and I think it was one of those instances where like more stuff even came out after the fact, and I think they're just going to stick with it.
Well, my point being, would you have cared that much? Would it have swayed you to not go see the movie?
No, it probably wouldn't impact it, but I might not feel good about it.
I don't care that some woman had to get her face punched in a little bit. Just like, as long as I get my Avengers, that's what I really care about.
But you know what? You think about the NFL. How many of those guys have been convicted of this stuff, and people still go cheer them on every week?
The headline I read about the NFL this week was about someone that's in prison right now is training so that as soon as he gets released, he's hoping some team will pick him up. I don't know who it is. It just reminds me of The Replacements. That's all it reminds me of.
Yeah.
Just go to prison and go grab somebody that can still play. But I don't know. I would have watched it regardless. I'm now curious if we could ever get it in some format. Like, due to the fact that we didn't get the movie, and the movie's never going to happen, I'm still a fan of the idea when those movies don't happen. Take the approach of like the Kevin Smith approach, where my script never got made, but I'll just make it into a comic book.
Yeah.
And that way people could still see a version of what was possibly going to be on the movies. Do you think we'll ever get that, where we can see the Kang Dynasty played out in a comic book version, so that we can at least see what they were going to maybe do with it?
I don't know. I would like that. Maybe do some kind of what if comic or an animated what if type story with it.
Sure.
Because then that way you can throw anybody in to do the voice at that point.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I don't know though. I don't know how far along the script was either.
That's true. Well, from everything I heard today was, there were some big plot points that were out there, and at least there's a solid outline.
Yeah.
Maybe not the dialogue was written, but maybe enough of an outline to go, we've got a full movie here. We just need to kind of put it together and just write some of the dialogue in it.
If they were smart about it, they could do a theatrical release animated movie or a comic book, donate all the proceeds to some kind of battered women's shelter. And
see, these are the reasons why we shouldn't have to be doing this podcast. We should be billionaires at this point.
I know.
That's a brilliant idea. But why wouldn't? But of course we come up with a good idea, and of course it'll never happen. Because there's always going to be something that comes along where it's just, nope, can't do it. Some logistical or legal reason it just can't happen. I was like, that's stupid. Just do it. But yeah, I'm just sad that we didn't get it, because then I'm also just sad that Thunderbolts has been out now. This will be weekend number 2.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
And then, so you have seen it, correct?
I have seen it.
Okay, so first let's do this. You did also rent and watched Brave New World, right?
Correct.
Or is it called Captain America Brave New World?
Yes.
Am I saying the title right? Okay.
Yep.
You rented that, and then you rented that and watched that first, I'm assuming, and then went to go see Thunderbolts, correct?
Yes.
Did you need to see Thunderbolts? Or sorry, you know what I'm trying to say. Did you need to see the new Cat movie in order to really enjoy Thunderbolts more? Like, did it add anything to your viewing of it?
Not really. Just the little bits, like post-credit stuff.
Okay. Now here's a follow-up question.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need to go back and not rewatch? Do I need to go back and actually stay awake and watch Black Widow again before seeing Thunderbolts?
No.
Okay, so you didn't need that, because that's our introduction to the Elena and Red Guardian. What's his name in the movie? Harper's character. I know it's Red Guardian, but I don't know what his actual non-Red Guardian name is.
I don't remember now.
See, okay, so, Cap, give me your review on Cap. Was it justified to not go to the theater? You didn't really need it because it just wasn't that good, or would it have been more enjoyable for the sound effect? Like you could have the sound impacting you as you're watching the action sequences. Are you sold on Anthony Mackie being a leading? Hey, I'm eventually going to be the leader of the Avengers, or that's not the route we're going to go?
I think, yeah, we would have benefited seeing it in the theater just from the sound effects, seeing Red Hulk up on the big screen.
Okay.
The movie was okay. I enjoyed the movie. There's a lot of small characters that pop up, and I'm like, is that who I think it is? And then I'd look it up, and sure enough, it was. So
Okay.
I always enjoy doing that. So
Just some Easter eggs to seek out, kind of thing. Okay.
yeah. Story was fine. Harrison Ford was good as Thunderbolt.
Mhm.
If there's anything you need to watch beforehand, I would say Incredible Hulk.
Oh, I watched that more often than. So, yeah, I need to watch that before Thunderbolts, or I need to watch that
Before
Brave
Cap.
New World.
Yeah.
Oh, before Cat. Well, yeah, I've done a very recent viewing of it
Okay.
because I love it.
Yeah.
Can I get Norton back at any point? I'd love it,
Yeah.
but it ain't gonna happen. Ain't
No,
gonna
it
happen. I know. I need to let it go. Let it go. I think what I really want, though, more than anything, Jay, is I want you can keep Ruffalo, but I don't want the Hulk to look like Ruffalo. Like, you know how they make his face look like the Hulk face? I want the Hulk from Incredible Hulk because it didn't look like Norton's face.
Yeah.
But he looked awesome. And I think his emotions played better in that movie than what we've ever seen. But then again, the Ruffalo version of Hulk, we don't really get much of it, to be honest with you.
No, we don't.
So
you get more of him than the Hulk.
Correct. So
or you get the smart Hulk where it's not the Beast Hulk that we all enjoy.
Well, that's what we need
right.
at certain points, right?
Yeah.
So all right. Well, I don't need to,
so as far as Mackie, I bought into him. I mean, he did very well. Any of the issues I saw weren't really him; they were more story, plot driven.
Okay. I'm just curious why that movie. I'm not gonna say it was a flop by any means, but I don't think it performed as well as they wanted it to.
Of all the Cap movies, I put that in line with the first Avenger, where it's really establishing him as Captain America.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not.
I really enjoy the first one.
Yeah,
I really do. I think it's a great movie. It's obviously never going to be as strong as Winter Soldier because that's just a great movie.
And I think Civil War is above it too, but they're able to do things in those two movies where they didn't have to set up the character.
I don't really consider Civil War Captain. I know it's
an Avenger.
It's an Avengers 2.5. That's all it is. That's all it really is.
Yeah.
So okay, no, I'm excited to watch it when it becomes available, and then Thunderbolts. I think that might be theater because of all the hype I'm hearing, but I'm afraid it's been overhyped.
It's good. It definitely sets up what's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Lewis Pullman as Bob.
We knew that was going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Now, if we could have had Steven Yeun, do you think he would have done better with it?
I don't think so. I think Lewis Pullman did really well.
Not better, but I guess it would just be different, right?
It would definitely be different. And I don't know if I could see him as Sentry after seeing Lewis Pullman pull it off. Based off what I know from the character in the comics.
Yeah. You know what'd be awesome? I'm curious with as well as Invincible the cartoon has done on Amazon, because apparently it does very, very well. Yeah. I don't know about Emmy-wise. I think I've read somewhere it's won some Emmys for something.
Yeah.
If you could ever get a live action one made, I'm really curious at could they do it? Would they do it? And if they could, would you let Steven do? I don't think you could because he's too old.
Yeah, he's too old now.
I guess at this point. But it would be cool to see it, right? I just want I want the guy to get his dues. Right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
But okay, yeah, no. So what we're saying is Bob. That's not a spoiler. We know he's the Sentry. Yeah. So the Sentry was awesome, is what you're saying.
He was.
Okay. Is that the highlight of the movie?
I don't know. Red Guardian is so good.
I've heard he's really good as far as the comic relief.
Yeah.
Okay. So and I don't want. Yeah, no, don't spoil it because obviously I want to see it. But as far as what made this stand out, as far as them saying this is the best Marvel movie since whatever you want to say is the best Marvel movie.
The team dynamic worked well. I thought the story was pretty strong. The performances were all good. There's a lot of mental health as the focus of the story.
Oh, well, for sure, because
Yeah.
if you're dealing with the Century, sure.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of his. Now, then the real question is, should they have incorporated Moon Knight into it at all? Or is that a
Maybe
spoiler?
maybe we'll see them together in Secret Wars. I don't know.
Okay, all right. Because I'm trying to pull it here. I'm trying to pull up a chronological release of the MCU. Because when I said best MCU movie since, this is not in chronological order.
Yeah.
What I'm looking at here is definitely not in chronological order. But maybe best since Guardians 3, but I don't know what came out before that.
I think the only thing that's came out since that would be Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah, no, that's a good one. So I mean, I don't know if I agree with this narrative that we really struggled with Marvel. Well, but Deadpool Wolverine's not an MCU movie per se.
Right.
Right, we're gonna agree on that. Okay.
It's like MCU adjacent since it's got the TVA.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me see here.
So yeah, Guardians 3 and then
Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. So Ant-Man 3, Love and Thunder came after that.
Yeah.
I'd say Ant-Man 3 is meh. It's not good. It's not bad. I don't think it's a bad movie. Thor: Love and Thunder is not bad. Like it's not Dark World bad.
Yeah.
But it's not good. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to hear the narrative that we haven't had a good Marvel movie recently. I mean,
I really believe that the whole narrative of they've ruined it is wrong. I think we're back. We're getting into the equivalent of phase 2 from the first 3. So the first phase of Marvel movies were good. I mean, Iron Man and Avengers probably stand at the top of them, but they gradually worked their way up into the end of the narrative at the end of phase 3. And I feel like they drop back down for phase 4 and they're headed back up. And when they get to Secret Wars, it's going to be up at that Infinity War Endgame level.
Yeah. And here's what I'm looking at here, Jay, is that, okay, I don't think Moon Knight really hit as a series because they've included, what this chronological order I'm seeing here is it includes the TV series, which I don't think any of the TV series have really done gangbusters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like they're the next coming. Although Loki season 2 was really good, but it took a long time to get to where we were. We were like, this is awesome.
Yeah. Well, season 1 was really good too, and the novelty of WandaVision was pretty big at the time.
But as far as just movies, let's take the TV shows out of the equation here. You got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. I think we could all agree that it was kind of a letdown.
It was.
It wasn't what we all were expecting. Then you follow that up with Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. But I didn't enjoy it that much, but it's not like I hated it. But it's also, I'm giving it some grace because of the fact that they kind of had to throw it together because this was not their plan.
Yeah,
I guarantee you this was not their plan.
You put an asterisk next to that one.
Sure. And then you follow that up with Ant-Man 3, which you're going, okay, 3 not home runs. That's what I'm going to say. They're just not home runs. Then you got Thor: Love and Thunder. So we got 4 not home runs, but nothing that I would say is, oh, the MCU is completely lost. This is garbage. I don't need to go to the theater and see it.
Right.
Because then after that, you get Guardians 3, and Guardians 3 that's a grand slam, not just a home run. That's a grand slam right there.
Yep.
So, and then I'm not going to include Secret Invasion and the Marvels. I'm just not going to include those TV shows in regards to saying.
I didn't think the Marvels was that bad.
Oh no, I'm sorry, the Marvels is not TV. That's and I just haven't seen it. I can't remember if I saw it or not. I think maybe I did.
I really enjoyed it. I mean, maybe it was because it got like people were trashing it so much, and when I saw it, I'm like, I don't see what the problem is. But I was also that way.
Not a home run, but you won't call it a home run.
No, I wouldn't call it a home run.
There you go.
It was a fun movie.
Yeah. So, maybe this is just going, okay, at least we have something to be excited about again. Because again, Brave New World, no one seemed excited about it. And again, I don't think it performed that well where people are like rushing to the theater to see it.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if the luster has, faded a bit to where people are rushing to the theater saying, oh man, I got to see this first week. Because I think word of mouth is getting out about how good Thunderbolts is, and people are probably apprehensive. One, because they're like, I don't even know who Thunderbolts are. That's as far as the layperson, like Jen. I'm like, hey, I think we might need to go see a movie because we haven't gone to the theater in a long time.
Yeah,
And she's like, okay, for what? And I go, well, Thunderbolts. And she's like, what's that? And I go, it's an MCU movie. She goes, what? Because the layperson's never heard of it.
Yeah.
And I said, well, it's kind of like the MCU version of Suicide Squad. She goes, I don't know, because she didn't like the She actually, I think she's one of those few people that prefer the music video version, the David Ayer Suicide Squad versus the one that was done by Gunn.
Yeah.
And I go, well, it's just, I just go in it with it. Maybe that she'll like it a lot more due to the fact that she knows nothing about it. I think that's maybe that's a blessing in disguise for people like that.
Have you been seeing anything that Marvel's released this week about Thunderbolts?
I've seen the spoiler about the asterisks.
Yeah.
I mean, but that's not even a spoiler to me. I was like, you and I have been calling for that for how long now?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, you could use that as the thing. Well, they've changed the name of it now. It's not Thunderbolts anymore.
Mm. Well, have they officially changed it? Or it's still Thunderbolts when you go see the movie, right?
Yeah, it is. But all the marketing stuff, like they've released videos of Sebastian Stan walking around Los Angeles, covering up the Thunderbolts poster and putting the same thing with New Avengers.
Yeah. So, and I don't think that's a major spoiler by any means, because we're like we had to have a new team because the other team has disbanded, right? So
that the name is where it ties into Captain America.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'll again.
I mean, that's all. It's not a huge spoiler, but it's just a fun little bit.
Sure. And so I guess the question I'm going to ask that I'm going to have you not answer.
Okay.
Great stuff for a podcast, right?
Yeah.
The question I'm going to ask is, will Anthony Mackie be the leader of the New Avengers? And I'm going to have you not answer that.
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that.
I don't know if there's as far as post credits, is there 2? Is there 1? Is there anything is there something I'm going to be like losing my shit over? Is there not something I'm going to be like, oh, this is whatever?
There's a short mid credit scene with David Harbour, which is great.
Okay.
And then there's like a 2.5 minute post credit scene.
Ooh,
they said it's the longest. It's the longest one they've done.
Wow. Good for them, because they need some good. They needed this. Marvel Studios needed this, where they've got people excited again, and people have just every review I hear of this is Thunderbolts came out, and I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but man, is it amazing! That's all I've been hearing. And I'm like, oh, that's really good. I'm glad for them, and it seems like this is a good ramp up to. I guess so. The next thing we have is Avengers Doomsday, right?
No, Fantastic Four.
Oh, I forgot about that's coming out this summer. That's right. And that's a July release?
Yes.
Or is that a June release?
Into July.
In July? Okay. That's going to be a big one.
That's
going to be a big one. We're going to get mutants at that point, right? In a post-credit. We're going to have to get to the mutants at some point.
We're going to have to. I don't know if it'll be in Fantastic Four, but it's coming.
I forgot about how many good movies are coming out this summer, and we did our summer preview episode, I bet, a while ago, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
When you don't think about it quite often, I could have swore that I think, like, isn't there a Mission Impossible movie coming out this summer? Isn't the
Final Reckoning?
Out? I never see him in the theater, but I'm excited that it's coming out. And if I could get to a theater to watch it, I guarantee it'd be worth it. Every single one of those are worth it, and everyone should be seeing those in the theater.
Yeah. We didn't see Dead Reckoning yet, but we'll end up seeing that so we can go and see Final Reckoning.
Gotcha. So I'm looking forward to it. There's bangers coming out, and they're going to be coming out fast. There's a lot coming out this summer that's going to be good.
I mean, I'm already kind of kicking myself for not going to see Sinners when it came out.
Is it already out of the theater?
No, I don't think it is yet. No, because
I've heard it's amazing. I've heard it's really good.
I mean, the second weekend drop was only like 5%.
I'm surprised it didn't go up. Word of mouth, because everybody is talking about it. But I mean, you got Sinners.
Yeah.
You've got Thunderbolts. Superman's on the way. Which I'm just trying to decide this, Jade. How much do I love my family? Do I love them enough to wait to go see it with them, or am I going to be that guy that on Thursday night at midnight, am I going to go see a midnight show when I'm this old? Do I want to leave my house for a guy that never leaves his house if he doesn't have to? That's what I'm really trying to contemplate. But you got Superman, you got Jurassic Park, Fantastic Four. What's something else I'm seeing here? The Mithrigan sequel. Who cares about that?
Karate Kid Legends. I don't really care about that.
And but I'm going to say this. It actually looks pretty good
for
the trailer. I'm interested. But then there's this horror movie coming out called Weapons.
Yeah,
that looks amazing.
So
that I really want to see.
We have Ballerina.
Valorant. That's John Wick universe.
Yep.
A24 movies are what I'm reading here, and oh man, do we have something to talk about A24?
Yeah.
God bless A24. Holy hell! And I gotta look up and see if this movie was A24 or not. That I just watched recently. So give me 1 second.
All right. Well, here we got How to Train Your Dragon live action.
I just had the kids watch all 3 again because
Yeah.
it's been so long, and oh boy, did the girls cry?
Oh, I know.
Did the girls
God,
cry?
I almost cry.
Oh my god, they're so Jay. This movie's not going to be good enough. It's just not. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be good enough.
Yeah.
They're just. I forgot how damn good those 3 movies are.
Oh, I know.
And Jay Baruchel is a Canadian treasure that should be protected at all costs because he's so perfect. And the fact that he doesn't get to be Hiccup, it bothers me a lot.
Yeah. Other stuff coming out 28 years later.
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, that's kind of weird because they've done the TV show on Amazon and now they're doing this. I'm like, they're trying to beat that property to death, man.
Well, they got Freddie Prinze and Jennifer Love Hewitt coming back for that. Happy Gilmore 2.
I'd rather listen to him talk about wrestling.
Yeah, I know. Let's see. Happy Gilmore 2 comes out this summer.
Don't care about that. But is that Netflix release? Is that going?
Yeah,
to theaters?
it's Netflix.
Netflix, yeah.
And then we got the Naked Gun remake.
That's going to be pretty phenomenal. And that's with Liam Neeson, right?
Yes.
Oh man, so that's a big summer, right?
Yeah,
you can both agree this
summer.
is going to be a great summer of movies.
Yeah.
And I know you're not the biggest Jurassic Park guy like I am, but that's going to be cool. I don't care.
Think it will.
It looks like it's going to be really good.
I mean, there are always spectacles to see in the theater, so it'll be worth it.
So yeah, I'm excited. I can't believe I forgot about Fantastic Four coming out, and I'm the one that's probably looking more forward to it than you are. but yeah, no, it's going to be a great summer. I'm glad you like Thunderbolts. I'm really excited about that 2 minute, or you said 2.5 minute,
2.5 minute
post credit. That's crazy.
Yeah,
that is crazy.
And it sets up short term and long term.
Okay, and then God damn, this is why. The week has just been so crazy, and we have such a hard time getting on here to just do this podcast. But I think when we record, we almost need like 2 to 3 hours because we miss so much time in between.
Yeah.
Trying to do this. But this was a fun thing I saw today. I think I sent it to you, but I wanted to go over real quick. I'm going to silence it so it doesn't pick up the sound of the guy talking about it.
Yeah.
I hope it doesn't. I could have swore I sent it to you.
I think you did.
Hold on. It was about no, maybe you sent me some stuff after that. I'm hoping. No, that was the Kang Dynasty. No. It was about oh, good lord! It was about fights. Maybe I didn't.
Yes. Batman versus like people in the Marvel universe.
No, well, it was that, but no, there was a better one after that. There was, and I don't think I sent it to you. It was way better, and the one that had me most intrigued, it was Aquaman versus Aquaman versus Black Panther. Like it was DCU versus MCU, or not DC, but just DC versus Marvel.
Yeah.
I'm going to find this guy's channel and see if I can find what it was in regards to the okay. It was basically okay. Quicksilver versus Flash. Who would you have in that?
Probably Flash.
That's exactly who this guy had.
And I think they've already done that in the Marvel versus DC thing, where the Speed Force was more powerful than whatever Marvel.
Well, he wouldn't. He just wasn't listening. Like, he's like, I'm not taking any arguments on this, guys.
Yeah,
I'm not taking. But the funny part was in regards to his argument about Black Panther versus Aquaman.
Yeah,
and he took Aquaman, and people were like, "What? Aquaman against Black Panther?" And he's like, "Did you see the movie? Did you see what Namor did? He beat Black Panther with water balloons."
Yeah,
I was like, "Oh my god." The power of water balloons. Oh, but then and there was the Batman one. That one was interesting. I'm sorry, but if you put Batman up against a lot of people in the end, like Batman versus Hulk, please. I'm sorry, Hulk's gonna rip him in half, right?
Yeah.
And that's not even really a fight. I'm trying to remember who else was in that one.
Well, didn't they say like Wolverine was like a 50-50 shot or something?
They did, and I was like, I don't get that, because anything that Batman's going to do, he's just going to
recover
heal.
from. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I didn't. And this is coming from the biggest Batman shill there is.
Yeah.
And I'll give a lot of grace to Batman, but
I mean,
no.
he's not going to have anything that stops adamantium anyway.
Now, it was and then the other one was the 50-50 one was Batman versus Daredevil. That
Yeah.
one was interesting, and they always get compared to each other.
Yeah.
They're kind of very similar in certain ways. And I go, that's a tough one. That's really tough, because as far as their martial arts, they're kind of on par in my opinion. Man, I'm beating myself up for not sending you this video, because they were good matchups, like Doctor Fate versus Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
Who would you have on that one?
Ooh. I don't know. I don't know enough about Fate. I know just a little bit, but
Yeah. They said Fate would win. That's who he said would win. We Fate. And I was like, I don't know him as well as I'd like to know him, but I'm just like, I was like, if you're gonna say 50-50, I'd say anything that's a 50-50 right there.
yeah.
I'm just trying to remember who else there was, man. It was here. God, who was it? Raven versus Scarlet Witch.
Ooh.
Right? That's a tough one.
Yeah.
But they said they were like Scarlet Witch, very easy. You just say no more Raven. I'm like, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
I don't think it'd be that easy to do that. But the fact that she can change universes or create new universes, or her powers are just, well, they're Omega level, right? She's Omega level mutant, right?
Well, she's not a mutant. Because
They've changed. That's right. They changed.
They
it where she's
retconned
not a
that. Yeah.
mutant. Yeah. Well, whatever. That's dumb.
And she's always, her power level's always to what the writer needs.
That's true. No, you're right. You're right. So no, that was a fun thing that came out. But every freaking episode, what would we do without you bothering us? Holy. But anyway, I thought that was a fun little video there.
Yeah.
But all right. Sorry. Did you have any topics that you needed to cover tonight?
No, I was just gonna go through some homework.
Okay. Yeah, I've got about 15 minutes, so let's go.
Well, first off, we'll go with the one we teased last time, Longlegs.
Oh, okay. Hey, go to bed, because there's a movie we're talking about. So go away. Yes. Okay, bye. No, it's not, but just go away. Okay, Longlegs.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow, right?
Yes.
Wow. Now, I'm taking that wow as in you didn't like it.
I did like it. I liked it a lot.
You did like it?
Yeah.
Oh, you liked it a lot. Now, it's not Silence of the Lambs by any means, is it?
No, but it gives off that vibe. Like the creepiness.
Creepiness for sure. But man, they're so far apart in how good they are. But Nicolas Cage, dude. That's why I wanted you to see it so bad.
Didn't even recognize it was him.
You had no clue, right?
I had no clue. I looked him up afterwards and I'm like, holy crap.
Right? Oh my gosh. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
It was one of those movies that I went down the rabbit hole of saying, what did I just watch?
Yeah.
Give me every review, give me every analysis, give it all to me. And man, oh man, that movie is... At first I was like pissed because I said I hated it, I didn't like it. But the more I went down the rabbit hole and the more I was thinking about it, the more I let it simmer, holy crap, I think I really like this movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those. And I was like, oh, that's so good.
And I was
so good.
Like, you just sit there the whole time trying to figure out what is going on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then when you get to the end, you're just like, holy crap.
But the scene that steals the entire movie is it's the interrogation scene when he's in the room with her.
Oh yeah.
Nicolas Cage. Nick Cage, the freaking American treasure.
Yes.
Wow. He'll never. It was like you never get nominated for anything like that. But that's an amazing performance.
Oh yeah, it was
absolutely scene-stealing, amazing performance. Super creepy.
Yeah.
I think it deserves more than one watch, but it deserves more than one watch. But I'm like, it's so weird and creepy. I don't know if I want to give it another watch.
It's definitely not one to watch like right after you see it. Let it sit for a couple of years and then go back to it.
For sure. And then you go, if you were trying to do a like, hey, best of horror movies or best of thrillers or something like that, does this, should I watch this again to try to rank it? But man, it was just so weird, but so creepy good, and you're just like, what am I watching?
Yeah.
What's happening in front of me right now? But that guy that directed it, like I said, it's what's his name's kid? Norman Bates' kid, if I remember correct. If I think about the right guy.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's got another one that came out that I really want to watch just because of that one. Something about like it's like a music box or a Jack in the Box or something like that. Who directed Longlegs? What's this guy's name? I always forget. Yeah, Oz Perkins. Perkins, and he did the Monkey. So that's the one I think we're gonna have to. I could have swore it came out. I'm not positive. Yeah, you could watch it on it's on. It might be on Prime if I look for it. I don't know, but regardless, that's the next one I'm going to watch. I don't think it got great reviews, but I do want to check it out just because if it's anything along the lines of Longlegs, man, I'm down for this one. So keep your eyes out for the Monkey.
Okay.
So
next one I watched was A Complete Unknown, the Bob Dylan movie.
Oh, you bastard! What was it on? How'd you get it?
I think it was on Prime.
Is it on Prime?
It was at one point. I don't know if it still is.
Oh, damn it. Okay, I'll have to see.
It was on, or maybe Hulu. It was definitely, it's on Hulu.
Okay, so how was it?
I was a little disappointed.
Really? Wow.
It took a while for me to really get into the movie. By the end of it, I really liked it. The first half was kind of slow, and I just don't know.
How Chalamet is Bob Dylan?
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I by the end of the movie, I came around and I started to enjoy it. But I got to a point in the middle where I'm like, I've watched an hour and 15 minutes of this. I'm like halfway through it, and I'm like, I don't know if I want to go on.
Oh, dang.
But I did, and it was worth it.
What's so crazy? Yeah, I've heard completely opposite reactions to it, saying how just start to finish really, really good. So I'm apprehensive.
Yeah,
I'm very apprehensive. But I know we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see.
no,
Okay.
it's definitely worth seeing.
Okay.
We watched Don't Look Up. That was the one a couple years ago.
Yeah, that was DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I heard it's not very good.
It was just okay.
Yeah.
Nothing special. If we wouldn't have watched it, it wouldn't have been a big deal.
Okay.
I saw Y2K.
That's an A24.
Is it?
That's A24, and is that the one that has what's her name in it? The Snow White girl.
I think so. Yeah, and
Okay.
it's directed by Kyle Mooney from Saturday Night Live.
Okay. Is he now? Hold on, let me look up Kyle Mooney.
Is
Kyle Mooney who's the guy that played Butthead?
Is that Mikey Day? I think.
Is that who did that? Okay. I'm just always curious because again, sorry, it's a complete tangent. Don't worry about it. Anyway, Kyle Mooney, he's okay. So is this a comedy?
It's kind of a horror movie. It's set on New Year's Eve, 1999.
Okay.
And the Y2K bug is supposed to destroy everything, and everything goes haywire, and like all technology starts killing people. It's
so
kind
is
of
this more of a Mystery Science 3000, Mystery Science Theater 3000 kind of movie where we need to watch it in that sense?
No. It's more of a comedy horror type thing, and it was pretty amusing, and it has Fred Durst in it as himself.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yes, that alone was worth watching it.
Okay, all right.
We watched The Meg 2. It was a movie.
I have tried watching The Meg 1 multiple times, and I just can't get through it. I can't watch the whole thing, and I doubt I'll ever see Meg 2.
It's
to be honest with you.
It's a poor man's version of Deep Blue Sea.
Yeah, of course.
So, and it's got Jason Statham in it. So,
yeah.
I watched a documentary on Old Dirty Bastard called Tale of Two Dirties.
You and your fucking rap documentaries, dude.
Dude, he was so amusing. But like the Old Dirty Bastard you see on stage and on camera was totally different than the real guy. But like he took MTV cameras to go pick up his welfare check and ended up serving a year in jail for doing that because obviously he didn't need the welfare.
Of course.
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
So I watched this one with Will because I read a book of the making of it. We watched Major League.
Nice.
Yes.
Now, let's see. Yeah, it's appropriate for him. There's nothing too bad in it.
Yeah. I saw it at his age. I was probably younger. So he enjoyed it, but man, the making of, they had an alternate ending for it.
Really?
Where the owner wasn't the bad guy. She played everybody. She knew bringing these guys in. It was like early Moneyball story before Moneyball happened.
Oh, okay.
And she intentionally brought these people in because she knew what would motivate them and get attendance and make money.
Okay.
But when they did the test screenings, the men didn't like it because they felt she was smarter than they were.
Mm-hmm.
And then the women didn't like it because they liked having the woman as the bad guy.
Nice. Okay. Yeah.
So they went and
that.
changed the ending and had to reshoot.
Nice. Okay.
So
we're lucky that that was the way to go.
Yeah, and they totally agree with that now.
Yeah.
I finished The White Lotus season 3. What a messed up show.
Is it going to be a show like Severance where I'm going, what the hell is going on the whole time?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
But like, there's very awkward situations in it, and
like The Office. Is it going to be as bad as like the really bad Michael Scott stuff where I just can't watch it because I'm just too uncomfortable watching it?
This gets more like almost The Boys uncomfortable at one point.
Okay. I can be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a good show. I highly recommend watching it. But man, there's some
I've
stuff.
only heard good things. I have only heard good things. So yeah, I know. I need to get around to it at some point.
I finished The Righteous Gemstones. The series is over.
How many seasons was that?
I think it was 4.
I'll nenever get around to it. I want to. I've heard it's good. I've never seen an episode though.
Oh my god, it's hilarious, and it's so wrong.
Because it's what's his name? Is it Danny McBride?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So maybe at some point I'll get around to it.
And then pretty much everything else was stuff I read. I can fly through real quick.
Okay.
There's a book called Shit Actually. It's it says it's the definitive 100% objective guide to modern cinema, but it was just a woman trying to be snarky about movies, and everything was set up on the Fugitive scale, and she ranked movies based on how many copies of the Fugitive it was worth.
Have I sent you the clips of the one girl that ranks movies by what her dad does? Because she watches them with A24.
Yes, those are great.
Those are hilarious. Oh my god! But I'm sorry. No. Tangent again. Those just make me laugh. So
I was excited to read this book, and then I was just like, it's just hipster drivel. It's pretty well received though, but I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
The Worst Spies in the Sector. It's part of a series that I started. They're like 150-page books, and I fly through them. So just fun sci-fi. This was a Brian Azzarello comic called Dr. 13, Architecture and Morality. It's set in the DC universe, and it's all like obscure characters, and it was just weird, and I kind of wish I didn't read it.
Oh, okay. That's not good.
Well, you know how Azzarello can get kind of abstract with his ideas, like almost Grant Morrison level at times.
And I don't like that.
Yeah, and this is what it was, and like Dr. 13 was this guy that doesn't believe in magic, everything is science-based, but he's teaming up with the ghost of a pirate and a Nazi gorilla and a vampire, and he still doesn't believe any of it, even though he's teaming up with all of them.
So here, let me interject here real quick.
Yeah.
Because my algorithm on my Instagram now that I have that is a lot of book reviews, or just say, hey, top 5 books, and if I could have it my way, and if I could be motivated enough, I would love to read everything under the sun. I just don't get around to it. Let me ask you about these titles here real quick. See if you've heard of them or read them.
Okay.
Because these are like things that just pique my interest. Going, if it were a perfect world, I would read these right away.
Yeah.
Dark Matter.
Yes, really good.
The Gone World.
No, I don't know it.
The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue.
Don't know it.
Kindred.
No.
Origin by Dan Brown. Now, mind you, it's Dan Brown, and you might not want to read that, but his stuff. I am one of those stupid people that actually really loves Da Vinci Code, and
I have Origin. I've never read it.
You have it though.
Yeah.
Okay. I've heard it's good. Like this guy that was reviewing goes, look, guys, say what you will about Dan Brown, but whatever he writes, everyone seems to really enjoy it. They make him into movies. That means a lot of people like him enough. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Maybe he gets hate on because of the fact that he's just got so popular, I guess. But
his story structure is pretty basic.
But still, it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable, right?
I say he's the Michael Bay of writing. He makes popcorn books.
And I like popcorn books every now and then, right?
You need that every once in a while.
Okay. Have you heard of something called the Leventhria series?
I don't think so.
Okay. I'll save this one for last because this one sounded really good. The Way of Kings,
No, don't know it.
The Hero of Ages.
No.
Okay. This one you had heard of, 11/22/63.
Yes, Stephen King. It's so good.
I heard that the premise of the story is incredible, and I really want to read it really bad. Okay,
They did a miniseries of it too with James Franco, and I
Okay.
started it before I read the book, and I stopped. I'm like, I want to read the book instead.
Okay. Let's see. Babel by R.F. Kuang. Have you heard of Babel by
No.
R.F. Kuang? Okay. The one I'm saving for last because I've seen this. Like, it's been recommended by two different people, and one of them even has a poster of it on his wall when he's doing his reviews about other books.
Okay.
Red Rising.
I don't know. I think I've heard of it, but
Okay.
you've sent me some of those videos, and now I have them in like a list of stuff I want
Right.
to read.
Exactly. Right. They get you to hide. They're really good at selling.
Yeah.
Basically, what it is, and it makes me want to read something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, 11/22/63 is the one that's popped up that I really want to read. But again, I'll never get around to it. I know I won't.
If you want to, I got a copy of it.
I put this under the wrong list. Hold on, I gotta change it. Have you heard of an author named Claire McIntosh?
No.
Apparently, her thrillers are really good. It was one of the. It's basically it went through 5 books, and it was like these were really really good. And I was like, Jay, what I've done is I made a spreadsheet.
Yeah.
Of everything I want to watch or read is what I'm trying to do now because there's just too much out there.
Yeah.
Like I know for a fact I still have not read 8 Billion Genies, which you're like, you need to read that. It's really good. It's on a list. I've got it here, man. I'm gonna want to read it at some point, but I just never got around to it. Speaking of which, right below that, did you ever get around to reading the book I told you to read just out of a joke called Shirtless Bear Fighter?
No, I have not yet.
I was just curious if you ever did. But I've got my Lemire list, and I've got my Millar list, which is Millar's list is a mile long at this point, that dude. But I think I really want to do it because he did Big Game. Did you ever read Big Game that kind of put his whole world together?
Nope. I picked it all up. I haven't gotten to it. I think after reading, like going back and rereading a couple of them, and I'm just kind of like, it's not as good as I remember. Just kind of took the wind out of my sails.
Okay. Well, here, I got to get going, but I do want to give you a recommendation. 2 recommendations.
Okay.
Because they're on HBO right now.
Okay.
If you have not watched, according to what you said, you have not watched them yet. I'll give you 2 recommendations and 1 don't even bother.
Okay.
Let's start with the don't even bother.
Okay.
Wolfman. The new Wolfman movie that's on Peacock right now.
Yeah.
They've got Nosferatu and Wolfman. Me and this Eggers guy are never going to get along, ever. I wanted to love Nosferatu. I want to like it because everybody puts in their top movies of 24 or whatever.
Yeah.
Whatever. Is it 25 or 24? I guess it'd be 24, right?
Yeah, it was 24.
Screw that movie, dude. It's awful. Wolfman is so bad, dude.
Yeah.
It is so bad. I don't ever want to tell people not to watch something, but I am saying I did not like it at all. I just didn't. Now, 2 movies I liked. I'm going to give you the one that I liked a lot, and I'm going to give you the one that I loved.
Okay.
Companion.
Okay.
Companion is, I believe it's A24. If it's not A24, it needs to be A24.
Yeah, I want to say it is.
Super good. Super good. It's on HBO. AI robot. Although I think at some point it didn't want you to know that, but they ruined that in the trailer. They spoiled it in the trailer. So I'm not giving you a spoiler. It's in the trailer. But man, it's really, really good. Oh, and I did watch another one that I think I don't know if I wanted to or not, but Baby Girl. It's an A20. Again, it's A24, so I want to give it a shot.
Okay.
It wasn't what I thought it would be, and boy, wow. It's like a new generation. It gives you the Basic Instinct vibes because it is a sexual thriller. And I was like, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know. I had no clue what this movie was about because I was like, it's A24. But man, it's it's even. And again, I've never even seen the movies, never read the books, but it's in the ether. It's in the ethos of the world right now, right? What are those movies? The 50 Shades, right? All that crap.
Oh yeah.
It's almost like that, but the reverse, where it's the woman is the guy now. They reverse roles. It was weird, and I'm not sure if it was good or not, but it was A24, and I was just like, I get what they're going for here, but man, it was weird. Not one I would watch with your parents, kind of thing.
Yeah,
It's just one of those. So we'll go past that one. The next one is definitely is A24. It was Heretic.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy, loved. I cannot say how much I like that movie. I'm not the biggest Hugh Grant fan because I just can't name you my favorite Hugh Grant movie.
Yeah.
But he is phenomenal in this movie, and the girl that's the main character and companion is also in this movie.
Okay.
So she's got her foot in the A24 door, and she's really, really enjoyable. It is two Mormons trying to recruit somebody, and it takes a twist. And boy, oh boy, does it make you think about religion. It makes you. It's thriller. It's somewhat horror, but man, Hugh Grant gives a performance that you're like, man, this guy's good.
Yeah.
This was the right role for him, and the fact that they put him in it when he's just. I guess he's had a little bit of a resurgence lately. I guess he's just in some things
Yeah.
more recently, but more of a comedic roles, I think is what he's doing more recently. But this one, wow, I didn't know he had that kind of range. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? It was really, really good. Cannot
Okay.
recommend it enough. Highly, highly recommended. And then I was looking at this A24 list. There's something coming out, and I guess it did come out, but I don't remember it being in theaters. And I'm really looking forward to getting it somehow. A movie called Warfare. Alex Garland. And that's a name that should be familiar to you.
Yes.
It's him and someone else, and the brief synopsis I have for you. It follows a platoon of Navy SEALs on a mission through Surgeon territory in 2006. Got to see that movie.
Yeah.
I can only imagine what they're going to do with that one, as far as since it's through A24. So, Wolfman, no. Companion, absolutely. Heretic, really, absolutely. Definitely would recommend those. And that's all I got for you.
Okay.
That's all I got for you. But I'm really looking forward to your review on Heretic, because I think you're really going to enjoy it, because it's going to make you think a lot, and it's super interesting how they present some ideas. It's hard to discuss it in full without you seeing it first.
Okay.
And I really would rather you see it before we give it any more discussion.
All right. I'll try to get to it tomorrow, actually.
Yeah. No, it's super good. I think you'll like it.
Yeah.
So, all right, man. That's all I got for you. Sorry, I got to wrap it up. Make it a quick one.
Next week, I got a bunch of comics for you.
Oh boy, I'll have to add it to my spreadsheet that I'll never get to.
Yeah.
All right, man. Until next week. We'll talk to you.
See you.
All right, later.
Thanks for listening. Follow us on social media at Nyrdcast. It's NYRDCAST, and at our website, nerdcast.com. Be sure to rate and review the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. This week's featured track is Car Song by the Ataris.
Now you rest amongst the rust of these roadside monuments. In all their former glories, the driving nights that came and went. You fought on hard the rain-beaten nights, past the shadows of state lines. Now this victory dance, it belongs to you and I. Ashtray serenade on these Indian summer nights, out past the cold dark desert towns, under the neon veil starlights. We crossed the Mason-Dixon, sang with pastures gold and green. Now darling, won't you come on home to me? I was born in the blizzard of 1977, a Southpaw heart with eyes that burn California. Lay me down until the night, under a veil of the pale starlight. This Midwest girl's got nothing on California. The winter sky is weeping, the factories lie in their graves.
man.